Welcome to the Run Business School Career Toolkit podcast, where we help you navigate your career journey with insights from professionals across industries. My name is Carla, and I'm the founder of Nikun's Career Consulting, which is a career consulting business based in London with international reach. And today we have a special guest with us. We have Walter Korchoff, who's a professional um, with a background in engineering, but his role is to be a continuous improvement manager. So we are very curious about his career and what he's doing on a day-to-day basis. So welcome, Walter.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you.
Great to have you here today. So, first of all, before we learn a bit more about your actual job, which has a very interesting name, can you tell us a bit about your international backgrounds and how many countries have you lived in?
Yes, of course. I'm originally from Venezuela, so from Latin America, and I moved to the UK when I was about 13. So that's quite a long time ago now. I did all my studies here, and after that, so my studies here were in engineering. So I have a master's in engineering, and then I did another master's in business because I wanted to mix the two, and I'll dive into that a little bit later.
Mhm.
And after university, then I went to live Austria, in Belgium, in Spain. Uh, I think these were the countries that I spent more than a year in, and
Wow.
there were little places like Italy or Germany or Ireland that I stayed for a few months at a time.
Wow. So, everywhere in Europe.
Little bit, yes.
And where are you at the moment?
At the moment, I am in the UK. I just came back about a month ago, and hopefully I stay here a little bit longer. And I'm close to Manchester at the moment.
Okay. Okay, that's nice. So we are closer than
Yes, definitely
than
closer.
I expect. All right, all right. That's good. So, yeah, can you tell us? I mean, what has been your biggest challenge having such an international career?
Mm. The biggest challenge is something probably that no one would really think about because it's nothing to do with your studies or how much you
Mm,
know about something. It's actually managing your own time and health because and social life. Because even though now I am in the UK, last week I was in Milan, next week I'm in Switzerland, the week after I'm in Germany. So you go from hotel to hotel. So you need to know
mm,
that you're eating right, you're sleeping properly, and the time that you do have when you come back home, you use it to recharge, whatever that means for you. Sleep all day or go meet your friends, or a mix of both, hopefully. So yeah, it's not so much the things that you know, but it's how you keep a certain level of output and how you keep
mm,
yourself giving 100% every time you're in interaction with somebody.
mm. Do you have any practical tips? I might steal
Mm,
some ideas here.
yes, of course. Well, only recently, right? I think you have to go through this a little while to understand what works for you.
Mm,
And only this year, I started to, every time I come back home, I go salsa dancing. I make sure that I have calls with my friends, wherever that is, whether they're from Germany, Austria, just schedule a call, like a quick catch up to see how they're doing. I do also like to play some computer games and watch movies, and it's just being able to take the time
mm.
to do the things that you like doing.
Yeah,
Because if it's
you
all work,
plan
work,
those.
work, yes, I
You
do plan it
plan
like
those
that.
things
Yes,
actually, like it's a meeting.
yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
having an hour to go for salsa dance or whatever, like it's a meeting.
exactly. Because I'm sure a lot of people will understand that if you're at work and you have a free gap somewhere, by lunch you will have no more gaps because someone else is going to come in. So
Mm,
blocking that time, even at work, blocking having a blocker of half an hour to have your lunch,
yeah,
it's also needed because it's very easy not to eat when
I
you're just
know.
in the flow of things.
Yeah, and I see especially young professional students when I think it happens the same to you when you explain about your work and that you travel a lot. People are like, "Oh my God, that's amazing."
Mm, mm.
But is it? Because sometimes I have the same feeling. It's something I always wanted to do, but there are certain times of the year where you feel like, you know,
You know,
it's really too much.
it is amazing
Mm,
to a point. If you travel twice a month for 3 days a week, 3 days a week, amazing, because you get to see a new place,
yeah,
you get to hear new languages, new culture, new foods. It's really nice. At the same time, when you have to spend 3 weeks in a hotel in whatever country you're in, those are 3 weeks that you're disconnected from your normal life.
yeah,
So you don't have your friends, you don't have your social life, you don't have really anything apart from just yourself in a foreign country, which is exciting on its own way, but you need to be ready to recharge when you come home. And also, you need to learn how to push back a little bit, because your managers will always say, "Go here, go there, do that," and at some point you'll be like, "Hey, I do have a partner. Maybe you have kids. Maybe you just have a holiday
you
coming
have
up,
a life.
and
Yes,
you exactly you have a life, and you need to say, okay, you know what, this month maybe not." Next
yeah,
month I'll make time for it. So it's also, I think that's also part of maybe the tips. Learn when to say no,
mm,
because people
yeah.
will push.
Yeah, if you don't put boundaries,
Yeah.
yes, I see what you mean. But so you travel a lot, you're here and there, but how is the typical day in your job? What does your title really mean?
All right. So continuous improvement. There's a CI background. I'm a black belt in Lean Six Sigma. If anyone actually knows what what that means.
Tell us in simple words. How do you explain that during
Um,
Christmas dinner with your family?
Basically, you make sure that things are not out of control. By
Mm,
that I mean I work in a manufacturing environment, so you just make
okay.
sure that the output of the machines is giving us consistent result.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not consistent, why is it not? And then you create a team or a project to make sure you fix it. At the same time, there's a lot of savings to be calculated, efficiencies to be increased. So even though the machine says that we are producing X per minute, can we go maybe a little bit faster? Can we add
Mm,
another machine? And at some point, 1 plus 1 is not 2, but 3, because of the how you connect these things together. So my role in general is make sure that everything is working great, as well as continuously improve that. And not everything has a money value, right? Sometimes we call it
mhm,
soft savings instead of hard savings. Hard savings would be the money. Soft savings would be just how people interact, or is the motivation of the people around
mhm.
us better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just have basically a lot of meetings to find out all the problems, and then try to create teams and projects to tackle these things.
Okay. So you solve problems and you improve things.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good summary.
Okay, and so when you travel, is it to visit? Because you mentioned it's a manufacturing. So do you visit suppliers?
At the moment, actually, in this current role that I started actually just a month ago, the reason I travel is to see other factories. Not all of
Mm,
us produce the same product. I work in a recycling environment, so we just take cans of aluminiums and then we produce ingots that we just sell then to Land Rover or
okay.
whoever else. And when I travel, it's basically to assess what they're doing well that maybe the factory I work in could copy paste. So I'm in constant contact with the people across Europe to say, look, I'm having this problem. Do you also have it? And if you solved it, what did you do? So then
Right.
we can just create a standard across the factories. Because if we create a standard across all of the factories, it's much easier to then create a tool that works for all of us.
Mm,
So
yeah.
the reason I go is basically to get some knowledge or knowledge gathering from them, so I could implement it here too and just have an exchange to see
They
No
know you
problem.
go there to see what they do.
Yes, 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 definitely. You don't just show up at the door. You tell
Okay,
them beforehand.
they're ready for you.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, that's very interesting then. But also probably because you visit factories, they are not normally in a very nice area in the city center. So probably your travel is less glamorous than
Yeah, I think that's another good point. Just because you go to Switzerland doesn't mean you're gonna get to see it.
yeah.
Because you are on work time. For example, I leave on a Monday and I come back on a Thursday. But
Mm,
Monday is travel, Thursday is travel, Tuesday, Wednesday, you're all day inside in a factory. Maybe you go out for dinner with your colleagues at the end, but you're always on the move. So, perhaps the way to see the place really is okay, take a holiday on Friday so you can walk around and then come
right.
back.
Yes, that's also a very practical tip we can
Yeah.
we can share maybe. Okay, okay. But what do you enjoy the most about working at Novelis? That's the name of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
company.
Novelis. Honestly, the reason I accepted this job, apart from I can do it, it's that the people were very nice,
Mm,
and that's very important for my job because something that people will find out when you start climbing is that you don't necessarily know a large percentage of the answers when asked a question,
yeah.
but you know the tools to get to the answer. And one of my tools is people, the people skills. So being able to have that contact with people, being able to just genuinely ask a question and then them tell you the answer. Because, I'm not just working with top management. I have to go to the shop floor and be able to understand what the machine does through the people that operate it.
Hmm.
So you need to be able to develop this skill to talk to whoever it is you have in front of you so you can get the information that you need. So the thing that I enjoy the most is the social aspect of it. So even though I started in engineering,
Yeah.
it is the people aspect of things that I really
Yeah.
enjoy.
Which is also very important element, I guess, in this market
Yeah,
where we know AI is taking our job,
definitely.
and having this skill, have been able to communicate, being able to get the information you need, creating those contacts. That's something that I guess is going to stay for now. So,
Yeah,
and especially for somebody like you with a very, very technical background, I guess it does make a difference for your growth.
no, definitely. And also, you can't underestimate the level of influence you
Mm,
may have with somebody. So if you have influence up the chain, great, because whenever you decide to do a change management project, you have a certain level of backup
yeah,
from the top to implement it. Now, if you try to do the same thing and everybody at the top really couldn't care less about what you're doing, it becomes a lot more difficult. So this people skills really up and down the chain is extremely important if you want to really make any changes across the industry.
absolutely, yes. And I always suggest to students, especially when they come from a technical background, to develop their soft skills, and
Definitely.
also because we know now that is not the person with the most technical skills
Mm,
who grow, or the best person on the job. It doesn't necessarily grow
yeah.
faster. Is the person who's able to show their work, to tell people about their work, tell people about what they do, etc. So it does have a big impact on the growth.
Yeah, definitely. And I would say not only need to show your work, but you need to at least not be disliked.
Mm,
I don't say that you have to be everyone's friend because sometimes you have to put your
yeah,
foot down, but you need to earn that level of respect from people. Because as a
yeah,
manager, you will have to say no to certain ideas, regardless of how brilliant they are. No budget,
yeah,
always an easy excuse. But you need to be able to put your foot down at certain points. So if people respect you and you deliver good results, they'll know, okay, not this project, but I know that the next one he can deliver what he said.
Absolutely. That's so true. Yeah. And I mean, your job sounds very interesting, but what's the most surprising thing people don't realize about
Mm.
your job?
I think it's exactly this how important people skills are,
Mm,
because you study a bunch of numbers all your life and different tools. But what I've gotten to know is that all the tools mean nothing if there is not a culture change and a mindset of the
yeah.
people. Like you need to be able to tell the people why this is important. They need to believe it
Mm,
to start using it. And only once you have really a large amount of people using this tool, behaving in a certain way, that's
yeah.
when the tool really works. Otherwise, you just do something today, it lasts 2 months, but then people, because they don't care, the project kind of just goes backwards.
Ah, yeah.
So you need to make sure that people care about it and they keep in top of it so they can build on it. So this is why continuous improvement, right? Now,
Mm,
if you did it once, great job, but you need to keep doing
yeah.
something about it.
It has to be sustainable, and yeah,
Exactly.
I
So yeah, the
see.
social aspect of things,
And
it's the
yeah,
most surprising, I would say.
that's a very good point. And if you had one piece of advice for two kind of people, maybe for some people applies for both. One, like for people who want to have an international career,
Mm,
and people who want to have a career like yours in the same industry.
mm. Okay, so question one,
Yeah.
international career. Focus on what you like and what you're good at. Sure, build the other skills that maybe you are need some extra help on, but become an expert on the thing that you like,
Mm,
because this is your marketing ticket. I am good at this and this and this. Build a resume of I've applied to this technique, this tool, I got this results, and this is what will push you forward.
mhm.
So definitely just study what you like, well, find out what you like, study it, really invest time on that, become an expert on that field, and market yourself as an expert.
Mm, that's a very good point. And one, if I can add to that,
Yeah,
when I talk to students who want to look for jobs in different countries, also is about finding, yeah, your strong points in relation to that country.
yeah,
So, for example, I think about myself. I'm Italian, and I started my career in China. I when I moved there, I looked for a job that required an Italian speaker. Right, I'm not going to
yeah, yeah.
compete with the locals. I will never be able to do that. So try to leverage, yeah, your skills in a way that makes sense to the place where you want to go. That's a
Definitely.
very good point.
And something that will make your life easier would be speak the language if you can.
Oh, I know.
Because I was working in Austria and I my German got better, but
Mm,
you also limit your ability to do something
yeah.
or the jobs that you may be able to get because you don't speak the language. So if you can speak the language of the place you're going to.
Of course, yes, that's something we always suggest to all the international students going to RBS. Italy, especially, is a country where knowing the language makes a huge difference. Yeah, so that's something we we highlight every single time to them. Yeah, okay, and yes, to your tip to people who wanna do your job in a way.
Yes, for my job is learn about improvements. I did Lean Six Sigma
Mm-hmm.
uh, because this is what they taught me at university, and I really identified with it. And
Okay.
as you see how this tool is used, is very much engineering heavy by the time you get to the black belt. But at the same time, you realize how much you need to talk to people. So communication skills, it's extremely necessary. So spend time learning how to speak, learning how to listen,
Mm,
how to facilitate a meeting. This type of things, which is the soft skills. Really, the soft skills are so important. I would say not just for my job, but for any good manager.
Yeah.
You have to have the soft skills to put your point across.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And my last question is what's one piece of advice, professional advice, you wish you had received earlier?
Mm. Become an expert in what you like.
Mm,
Don't listen to, this is gonna be different. I was gonna say, don't listen to your mom telling you go engineering. No, focus on what you like
mm,
and find out what skill you're good at, and then just put your time onto it. Because the more you study something you like, the less it feels like work,
yeah.
and the more you enjoy it. And the more you enjoy it, the more you study, and it just becomes a cycle where you become an expert rather quickly. I think honestly, you can become someone very, very, very knowledgeable in 2 years, which is faster maybe than you can do at uni. But if you just put your time on the thing that you like and market yourself as an expert, I mean, don't lie. Make sure that you know what you're doing. I think this is absolutely key for developing in a way that you're satisfied with.
That's great advice, and I again, this is very applicable, and with the job market we're in, the situation very uncertain. So we don't really know how things will develop. So why not
Yeah.
choosing something we like? Because
Yeah,
those safe jobs that were so popular a few years ago are not so safe anymore. So why not choosing something we enjoy to start with? Definitely.
exactly.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Walter, for sharing all
Thank you, Carla. It's been nice.
your experience. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Likewise.
And yeah, thank you so much for sharing your tips with the alumni of Rome Business School. And yeah, thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your evening and your future trips.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.